If you looked like me and someone told you that you have green eyes, two noses, and blonde hair, would you get offended by that accusation? Probably not, right? You probably won't believe that person because you know yourself. When you know yourself, your ins and your outs, your shadow and your personality, you don't get offended so easily. Oftentimes, we meet people that bring out our shadow. And if we haven't been okay with accepting it and integrating it to our personality, then we will always be on the defensive if someone tells us anything about our shadow. Now, if whatever they're saying is not who you are, so for example, in my case, if anyone tries to tell me, you are not emotionally intelligent as you claim yourself to be, will I get offended? No, because I already proved to myself in many different scenarios in regards to people dying and almost dying. And I know that has already convinced not only other people around me, but especially myself, right? So sometimes it's also about you realizing who you are and knowing not only your shadow side, but also your qualities. And that is what the journey of self-discovery does. It's important that we learn to really, really love ourselves. Because when we do, then we're not triggered. That does not mean that you don't assert yourself and you don't speak up and correct that person by saying, I don't have green eyes. I only have one nose. And my hair is dark brown. I'm not sure if you see it that way right now. And I honestly don't care if you still see green eyes in myself. But I'm just letting you know that this is who I am. And you should try to get to know me from me and not from your assumptions. And just by you reasserting who you are, maybe that person will put on the glasses and say, oh yeah, you do have one nose and your eyes are dark brown and your hair is also dark brown. Okay, got it. Thanks for letting me know who you are. So it's definitely important that you speak up, but it's definitely important that you don't give out all your emotions away. Because if you are not with someone that is safe, someone that understands that, oh, I may have hurt you, that person now knows a little weak side of you that can trigger you. And if that person is not doesn't have the best intentions, they can use that as a mechanism to gaslight you or to make you doubt yourself or to actually harm you. So that's the reason why a lot of the times, a lot of people that have done years and years and years of therapy or meditation, they don't get to know themselves because of one thing. They're not taking accountability for their part, for how they show up and for what they have done in that place of disagreement or conflict or breakup, right? And the art of being alive in this world is to always understand, what part am I playing in this conflict? And take that part and see, how can you improve, right? How can I improve? How should I have spoken to that person so that person didn't react with so much emotion? And that's where I need to do my own work. Most of the time, people love to tell their stories with themselves being the victim. And that's the victim mindset. And most of the times, the people that do tell their stories that way have been a victim of some sort of difficulty, trauma, or I'm not taking that away from the person that got stuck in the victim mindset. But there's a difference in you being a victim of something that was unjust and then taking control of your life, learning from that incident where perhaps you didn't set healthy boundaries, perhaps you didn't speak up, perhaps you didn't utilize the law, or perhaps that end was probably the biggest blessing that could have happened. So it's not really a bad thing that happened, it's a good thing that happened because your time has expired. And you are meant to do so much more. And you were not going to leave that situation, so you needed a little push from the universe. But there are so many ways of not getting stuck in that lack mindset. And the only way for us to be able to understand that we are accountable to our own happiness is by us radically taking accountability to most of the dysfunctions and misunderstandings that has happened. So I'll tell you something very, very private of myself. I have been misunderstood so much, probably because of superficial reasons. Sometimes you look a certain way and then you have a personality of someone that does not look like that. People have placed me in a box of superficiality, and I realized very quickly that if I want to not be misunderstood, I have to speak my brain out. And when I speak my brain out, then people don't misunderstand me anymore, because now they're hearing my words and not just seeing me as my physical self. So that was my learning of how I show up. And each time someone misunderstands me, I do the same homework. I'm like, wait, how did I show up? It's very important to understand how the human mind works, because then you don't take anything personally, but you keep adjusting your own self to have less bad experiences in your life. If you like this video, I do post every Thursday of the week, so you can either subscribe or like. I would love to have you comment and tell me what are your thoughts, and hopefully create a community here. Thanks.